During a recent interview with Bloomberg, retiring Republican Senator from Pennsylvania Pat Toomey said that he thinks Donald Trump may be damaged beyond any recognition and beyond any hope of winning in 2024. Now, these are Toomey's exact words I'm about to read here. I'm kind of, paraphrasing. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But here is what Toomey has to say. I don't know that it means that. Basically asking, if Trump is, absolutely screwed. But he says, he gets to decide whether he's going to run. Look, I think he disqualified himself from serving in public office by virtue of his post-election behavior, especially leading right up to January 6th. I think the revelations from this committee make his path to even the Republican nomination much more tenuous. So again, he put it a little more mildly than how I described it, but they both mean the same thing, right? He's disqualified himself. Well, technically, you're not actually disqualified, but he's disqualified himself because he is so tainted and so toxic because of what these committees have put forward. Now, polling data technically contradicts everything Toomey said. And I know that sounds weird, but it does. So by the numbers, Toomey is 100% wrong. However, I agree with him, and I'm going to explain why. When we look at the polls right now, a majority of Republicans say they want Trump to be the nominee, more than 50%. It's less than 55%, so, it's a small majority, but it's a majority. Republicans say, I still want Trump. Head-to-head matchups right now show Donald Trump beating President Biden by 5 points. Well beyond the polls' margin of error. So Trump's beaten Biden. Republicans say they want him. So how could it be that Donald Trump has, disqualified himself, that he is basically too toxic to win a presidency? Because polls are not always reflective of reality. Just because a majority of Republican voters say they want Trump to be the nominee doesn't mean that a majority of moderate voters want that, a majority of independent voters. And yes, you do have the other poll showing that the head-to-head matchup, Trump v. Biden, Trump wins. That one has gone back and forth and up and down and sideways so many times that it's way too early to even think about it. Not to mention the fact that Biden, much like Trump himself, is historically unpopular. And in that head-to-head matchup poll, you still have 12% of people who say they don't know who they're going to vote for. So technically, Biden could end up with, that 12-point swing that puts him 7 percentage points ahead of Donald Trump. All I'm saying is that the polls don't necessarily mean what they say right now, because things are going to change. Opinions are going to change. Attitudes are going to change. Some of these polls were released after, but taken before Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony this past Tuesday. The news cycle shifts so frequently that it's very difficult to get an accurate read on public opinion because things are just changing constantly here. So I agree with Toomey. I think if Donald Trump runs, he's going to suffer one of the biggest, most humiliating defeats we've ever seen. But I don't even think he's going to make it to the Republican nomination, which means whoever does, probably going to beat Biden, unfortunately. But just me personally, after watching him and how he interacts, I don't know that Ron DeSantis is the guy that can do it either. Just saying. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. But I don't see Ron DeSantis pulling off a victory in a primary. I think he absolutely falls apart under any kind of pressure. Could be wrong. I was wrong about Trump in 2015, but that's just my prediction. But after DeSantis aside, Trump is too toxic. There's no way he wins another nationwide election ever again. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.